Okay, this is section 2.1, part C. So this is, we've done unlike and like terms, we combine like terms. Now we're going to, in this part of 2.1, do evaluating. So do we remember what evaluate means? So evaluate is pretty easy. It just means to plug in the value of the variable. So they're going to give you what the variable is. They're going to tell you it's 5 or it's 2 or, I mean, it's a million. And we just have to plug it in and work it out. So here's my first problem, which is from the book. So I want to evaluate that. I want to evaluate 5x plus 2x minus 4 for x equals 5. So I know my variable is 5. X is 5. So wherever there's an x, whoops, I'm going to plug in a 5. And what does it mean when, okay, these are all terms, right? But what's going on between the 5 and the x? What operation is going on? When they're together like that, there is an implied times or multiplication. So that means 5 times 5, because x is 5, plus 2 times 5 minus 4. Just taking the x out and plugging in the 5. So 5 times 5 is 25, plus 2 times 5 is 10, minus 4. 25 and 10 is 35, minus 4 is 31. So 31 is my final answer. How was that? We knew x was 5, so we just took the 5 and pumped it in here and here, multiplied it out, worked it out, and got 31. If you want to, you can simplify your answer first and then plug in. Simplify your expression first. Sorry about that. Whichever you like best. So I'm just showing you. So I've got like terms here. So what's 5x and 2x? Got 5 x's and 2 x's. That's 7x. You might find that easier. So simplify your like terms first. Combine your like terms. So x is 5. So again, right here, I'm going to plug in 5 and I'm going to multiply. And 7 times 5 is 35. So we're getting the same answer, as you can see. So you might like the second way better. If you do, use that method, or you might like just plugging in the 5 first. Do whatever you feel more comfortable with. I could go, well, I kind of like this way better. I don't know, a little. It doesn't matter, but it's going to all work out in the end. So let's try. try another one. Okay. So it'll say evaluate and they're giving me A is -2. Ooh, good one. So they want me to evaluate 6A plus 5A plus 1A, or just A, for A equals -2. Okay, so wherever there's an A, and if you need to put a 1 here, you can. Just a single letter means it's just 1A or 1B, whatever. And -2 is going in, so 6. Ooh, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to do this the second way. I've got 6 A's, 5 A's, and 1 A. What's 6, 5, and 1? That's 12, right? Yeah. So I've got 12A. I think this way is a lot shorter for A equals -2. So I'm going to put 12 times -2, and a positive times a negative is a -24. So that's my final answer. So I think the second way is shorter, if you want to do that. Let's do some with the distributive property, because I see these in the homework. Let's make sure we can do those. Okay, so let's evaluate. Let's see what we got. For y equals 3. Okay. So I want to evaluate 3 times the quantity y minus 1 plus 2 times the quantity y plus 2 for y equals 3. So I think we can go either way. We can multiply out first, simplify, and then plug in the y, or we can plug in the y first and do the parentheses. I think I'm going to do the first way on this one, but you can do either the first way I showed you or the second way. So I'm going to take wherever there's a y, and I'm going to plug in 3. Okay, so 3 minus 1 plus 2, 3 plus 2 equals, so I just took out each y and put a 3 in. So I put a 3 in for y here and a 3 in for y here. Okay, so we're going to do parentheses first because that's what we need to do first for our PEMDAS. So 3 minus 1, and we're multiplying. There's an implied times here. So 3 minus 1 is 2, so 3 times 2, and 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, so 3 times 2 is 6, plus 10, 6 and 10 is 16 is my final answer. Yep, that's right. If you want to see the other way, like like I said, you can do whichever way you want. So we're going to multiply this out, and do we remember the distributive property from Math 85? Remember, the number on the outside of the parentheses gets multiplied by everything on the inside of the parentheses. So using the distributive property, let me write that here. In case you need a refresh. 3 times y is 3y. 3 times negative 1 is minus 1. 2 times y is 2y. Then 2 times 2 is 4. Good so far? Then we're going to combine like terms. What's 3y and 2y? Well, 3 and 2 is 5, so this is 5y. And what's negative 3 plus 4? Well, 4 minus 3 is 1, and it's a positive 1. And we're going to evaluate 5y plus 1 for y equals 3. And 5 times 3, I'm just subbing in the 3, is 15 plus 1, which is 16, which is what we got up here. So you can go whichever way you want. You can simplify first and then plug in, or just simply plug in and then work it out. So whichever way you want to go. Let me do one more. Well, let me stop there, and in the next video I'll do a harder one for you. Okay? So I'm going to stop this, and we'll continue with part 2 of 2.1c.